Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have some maintenance. This is a tracked skid steer, tracked Bobcat T200. This is kind of Bobcat's first entry into tracks. This is actually a beast of a machine. It's a 32 gallon per minute high flow, 2-speed machine. It's pretty amazing. They made this, I think it was 2001, so 22 years ago. But she's still running strong. She's got about 3,400 hours. But we got a little issue. These wheels right here are called idlers, and I don't know if you can tell, but it should be centered on that bolt, and it's centered about here. So when this is going, it's not even in the bearing. This is the inner sleeve of the bearing, and it sounds like absolute death. It's embarrassing to drive. Customers are plugging their ears, so I pulled it off the job and said, I gotta fix it. And the front one, I haven't even looked at it. It's still in place, but it is squeaking really bad. They have like sealed bearings from the factory, so you can't like grease them or anything. So we gotta jack the machine up, lift the track off, take these bolts out. The front idler is gonna slide out. The back one should just kind of rotate out. And hopefully this is not an all-day project, but on a machine this age, it's kind of impossible to tell. I also need some new tracks, but new tracks are very expensive. I'm not a dirt work guy. I don't use these for 8 hours a day, so I'm going to limp these a little bit longer until we get the money to replace them. But I'm probably going to make a video showing when it snaps on a job, and I'm going to regret not changing them out right now. But that's a substantial amount of money. The idlers were $450 a piece, so those are already expensive to begin with. We're going to fix the emergency problem, and then we're going to wait a little bit on the tracks. So not really sure how I'm going to do this. I don't have any jack stands. I'm just going to probably use the other machine, maybe some blocks of wood to jack up this whole side, and then I'm going to try to use the forks on the other machine to yank this track off, because I'll put it up on the screen here. I'm not sure how much these tracks weigh, but I know for a fact I can't lift them myself, and I don't want to hurt my back. So hopefully this is not too long of a project, because I got a lot to do on the house today. Let's get started. That worked perfect. I got two 12-inch blocks underneath the frame. I think I'm gonna trust it. I'm not gonna be under the machine, so worst case scenario, it falls a little bit. So we got a bleed. There's a piston in here that you fill with grease that stretches, I think, the front roller. Yeah, the front roller goes forward, and that's what puts tension on these tracks. So we gotta bleed it and waste all that grease to compress the piston to bring these wheels in so we can yank this track off. It's a messy process. I hate it every time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So you gotta be careful whenever you're doing this. I'm not sure how much PSI this is under, but I know it's in the multiple thousand. So when you take this Zerk out, if you're not holding on, I've had it shoot 50 feet before, so I just go super slow and absorb it with the wrench. Still scares you every time though. It's like a jack in the box. Especially right now, I got these tracks a little too tight. I hate jack in the boxes or anything like this. Told you. Caught it in the wrench though. I just shot grease about 30 feet. But we got it out, and now she's leaking. You probably can't see because I need to back the camera up, but I just took a ton of pressure off. I'm sure there's a different way to do this, but that's how I've always done it. Look at this mess. You can see how low the track is, so that already took probably enough pressure to get it off. Should be able to kind of bring the forks in and finagle it. I got to get my hands cleaned up. That was not easy, but I got it. So now I can take a look at everything and try to get these idlers off. All right, so you can see the main culprit. This is what's making all the noise. This collar here is supposed to be in there, and it slipped on both sides. So I probably can't even turn this with my hand, but it was trying to roll. There's not even a bearing to roll in. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. You can see on the top here, we got some wear marks. This is from the track being too loose over the years. The teeth in the track wear down this top here, but it doesn't look too bad. Got lucky. The biggest one I had in my toolbox, 1 1/8 inch, and it fits perfect. Now let's see how hard this is to take off. Got the Milwaukee 1/2 inch impact wrench with a 12 amp hour battery. This thing is an absolute beast. Changing my trailer tires, I have to be careful, and I can't max it out because it'll just suck the rim and totally ruin the flange on it. So definitely an improvement, in my opinion, over an air, unless maybe you're a mechanic doing changes all day long. But for stuff like this, I mean, not having an air hose is everything. I hate getting tangled in hoses. I don't know if that was the wrench or if I just got lucky, but hopefully the other one comes out just as easy. Yep. Cool beans. Those are some big suckers. All right. Wow, that's heavy. Yeah, so you can see she totally slipped out. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. They always say how powerful friction is. So it only been about 1 day of hearing this bad squeak. I don't know how this possibly either wasn't making noise, or if it was, how it only happened in 1 day. But look at this shaft. It's past halfway of being worn out. I thought this inner shaft was just kind of rolling around and making the noise, but the noise that was making was from that shaft just completely being ground. That was even easier than the back. Today is off to a great start. Anytime I do something like this, I like to get the workspace clean, so I'm gonna get the power washer out and give this thing a deep power washing. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I did that wrong. I'm just remembering. If you guys do this, there's another fitting you can unscrew to bleed the pressure. Don't take out the main zerk like I did. It is pretty dangerous. I got kind of lucky. I got grease on both shoulders and about 30-40 feet away. But that fitting could have hit me in the eye and I would have been blind forever. So probably be best to just do it the right way. It's not how it always goes. Alrighty, I'm just gonna clean this zerk, get it put back in, and we can power wash everything clean. What I did a couple of years ago, just took a piece of towel, cut it, and I stuffed it in there. That way it's like a perfect spring for the zerk. That way the zerk doesn't go all the way down in, kind of like the rubber on a spark plug socket. It works perfect. Alrighty, just finished giving it a good bath. I decided to lift up the cab, clean under there, get all that undercarriage dirt out, get all the dirt that was down in the foot pedal bays, and I degreased and cleaned the engine area just to clean it on up. Not too bad for a 22, almost 23-year-old machine. So, got to get the cab down, door shut, and then we got to put together the idlers, which should be super simple, and then get this stubborn guy back on. It's an 18-inch wide track, so it's quite heavy. Just got to wrestle it on there. Alrighty, now I just gotta get the tracks on. Alrighty, got it back on. Wasn't too bad. I just gotta fill it up with grease. I'm gonna go through more than one tube, if I had to guess. You can see as I'm pumping the grease, this is a plate here that's pushing the spring and it's pushing the piston to push that front idler out to put tension on this track to hold everything in place. Alrighty guys, that's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As you saw, front idler is super easy. It just slides right out. Back idler, 2 bolts. Quite simple. Got it back working perfect. Doesn't make a single noise now, no squeaking, so no more embarrassment on the job, no more unnecessary wear. Feels good to fix something proper. Thank you guys for all your support. We just hit 5,000 subscribers, which is like crazy. Our goal for the end of the year is 10,000 though. So if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. If you're into construction, heavy equipment, concrete, or building your own house, because that's mainly what this channel is about. We are so, I don't want to say close, we're not close, but we are getting so close. We're probably going to be hanging doors later today, doing some painting. Like, it's getting closer to the end of this project, and then we can start all of our other projects on this property. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like if you would not mind. That's all I ask. Just hit that little thumbs up. It helps us immensely and we really appreciate it. We will see you guys on the next video.